conversation on family businesses, the challenges and the opportunities for the next generation. When we talk about business in Lucknow, we aren't just talking about spreadsheets, profit margins, or supply chains. We are talking about names that have been trusted by our grandparents and are now being placed in the hands of the next generation. There is something incredibly unique about family business. It's built on the foundation of values, but it survives on the oxygen of innovation. Today is about finding that balance. How do we respect the old way while being brave enough to build the new way? The challenges of professionalizing a family setup, managing internal dynamics, and adopting. You have the stability of a legacy and the freedom to experiment. For family businesses in this room, the question isn't just about how do we survive. It's about how do we lead. To help us figure that out, we have an incredible panel of leaders who truly represent the modern face of Lucknow's industrial and retail heritage. Please join me in welcoming Mr. Adhiraj Swaroop Agarwal of India Pesticides Limited, Mr. Aviral Jain from Microlit, Mr. Shivam Vijay Sahu of Sahu Group, and Mr. Sandeep Ahuja from Royal Cafe. Thank you all for taking time out of your busy schedules for being here and being part of this event. Let's have a huge round of applause for them. I would also like to thank Mr. Mayank Malhotra and Mr. Kunal Verma, our event chairs, for their tireless efforts in shaping and making today's event possible. Let's hear it for them as well. Now, for those of you who are new to our community, let me tell you a little bit about TIE. TIE, or the Indus Entrepreneurs, was started in the Silicon Valley, US in 1992 by entrepreneurs who wanted to help other entrepreneurs. Today, we have more than 65 chapters in 28 countries across the world. TIE Lucknow was started in the year 2015. Over the last decade, it has evolved from being a small group of visionaries into a powerful ecosystem. We don't just host events, we build bridges. Whether it's through our master classes, our deep dive mentoring sessions, or panel discussions like this. Our mission is to ensure that no entrepreneur in Lucknow feels that they are walking alone in the path of building their business. We connect the veterans who have the wisdom of experience with the disruptors who have the energy of the future. This is the power of TIE Network. It's a global family with a local heart. TIE Lucknow is here to provide tools, mentors, and the community, but the drive that has to come from you. Let's make this session the start of a new chapter for your family legacy. Let's build something that doesn't just last, but something that inspires. Thank you, everyone. Hope you have a great day today. Thank you.
Into our modern era requires a unique blend of respect for the past and a hunger for the future. Please join me in welcoming our distinguished panelists to the stage. Our first panelist, Mr. Adhiraj Swaroop Agarwal, represents one of India's leading agrochemical manufacturing companies, India Pesticides Limited, with a strong presence in a crop protection and a global market. He has been actively contributing to the company's growth, innovation, and export expansion. As part of legacy-driven yet globally competitive business, Adhiraj brings valuable insight into scaling India's manufacturing on the world stage. Please welcome. Now we have Mr. Aviral Jain, a dynamic next-gen leader from Microlit, a globally recognized brand in precision liquid handling instrument. Under the leadership, the company has strengthened Its presence across research laboratories, pharmaceutical companies, and scientific institutions worldwide. Avera represents the blend of technology, design thinking, and international ambition that defines modern family business. Our third panelist, Mr. Shivam Vijay Sahu, represents the Sahu Group, a diverse business house established in 1969 with interests spanning automobile, hospitality, entertainment, and FMCG. The group has built strong brand equity over decades. As a third generation leader, Shivam is driving next gen expansion while preserving the legacy and value that builds the enterprise. Thank you. Next we have Mr. Sandeep Ahuja, the driving force behind Royal Cafe, one of the Lucknow's most iconic and loved restaurant brand. Carrying forward a rich culinary legacy, he has successfully blended with tradition with evolving customer expectation. His journey reflects how heritage brands can stay relevant, expand thoughtfully, and continue winning heart across generations. Welcome, sir. I am moderating today's discussion is Mr. Kunal Verma, entrepreneur, exporter, manufacturer, and business strategist with over 15 years of experience working with international market, having built the scale and engineering and exporting business from India. Kunal deeply understands the realities of growth, transition, global expansion, and leadership evolution. His practical experience with legacy, scale, and next-gen thinking making him uniquely positioned into the giving conversation and depth and clarity. Please welcome our moderator.
A quick question. How many of us here are part of a family business or building something that we feel our children will eventually take off? Lovely. That's exactly why this conversation matters. Family businesses are not just about revenue and margins. They're about dinner table discussions, unspoken expectations, and sometimes, beta, ab tum sambhalo. The first generation builds with hunger. The second generation walks in with a different challenge. Not survival, but evolution. Because when you enter a family business, you don't just inherit assets. You inherit a legacy, systems you didn't design, relationships you didn't build, and sometimes pressure you didn't choose. But you also inherit trust and opportunity. So today is not about theory, it's about real stories. So let's begin at the beginning. Adhiraj, when did you first feel that this business and the responsibility of this business is going to be eventually yours?
So thank you so much firstly to my family, my parents who gave me this opportunity, and of course to Ty. And now to answer your question, I don't think I ever had an option in this regard. Like while I was growing up, my mother used to compel me to go to the office and just sit and play video games probably in my phone. And my dad used to allow me to sit in the office, so that gave me a lot of subconscious learning. But more than that, I didn't ever think I had an option to go anywhere else besides my family business. It's more like it was a subconscious learning which was constantly going on. So I always had that this is what I need to get to and what I need to shape in the future.
But I also feel that sometimes, even with that conscious decision, while you're in education or exposed to different ways of life, you get wavered a little bit. Did that ever happen?
So interestingly, I had this realization that the kind of learning which my father and my grandfather would impart to me is something which, if I join a professional organization, will never be given to me. Like what parents can tell you and what your grandparents can tell you is the most honest advice and the most sincere knowledge which you can get. And also, I was driven a lot by finances, that whatever I am earning is coming to my own pocket. So that is where the wavering part did not come in for me. I had been offered a job in the US as well, but the day I graduated is the day I thought I will move on, and I did.
Lovely. So I found out a secret about Adhiraj, and do I have the permission, Adhiraj? So Adhiraj was not a very
Academically bright student.
I would say that, but I would say Adhiraj was. I found out that Adhiraj was not a very simple student. He was difficult to handle in school, and he was practically naughty. So, with that sort of personality, did you ever feel that I want to do something else?
So though I haven't, I haven't honestly put this much thought into it. It's just that this started coming in naturally, and that's just how I started getting into it. I think my family gave me a lot of responsibilities at a fairly young age, and that took the naughtiness out in a lot of aspects, and that power of taking decisions gave me a lot of courage. So that's about it.
Lovely. So, Adhiraj, what did your first year actually look like? You knew that you were going to take over this business. You knew that you will leave these shoes. What did the first year actually look like? Was it that something that you expected, or completely different?
So honestly, the first year after I graduated, when I came back and started working in my office, I had the sense of privileged understanding that I'm the owner of this business, which is certainly not the case, because more than this is something which I have not built, and there are people who've been in a company for 30, 35, 40 years. So there's a lot of learning which needs to take place. So in the first year, I think that was a very crucial understanding which I got, that there's a lot to learn, and you need to be on the humble side and have that feeling of ownership away to get in the right space.
Lovely. Aviral, you were on a strong global path. University of Illinois, America, Goldman Sachs. What made you come back?
Thanks for that question. For me, there were a couple of things. If I may say, on the emotional side, there was always a very strong sense for me. I needed something which was very important for me, and that was to have a feeling and a very strong sense of belongingness. And had I been in the US for a longer time, I would have never been able to call it my own country. I would have always been an immigrant, first. Second, while working at Goldman Sachs, honestly speaking, I was a technology analyst working in the ops, and I just couldn't see that if I do this for the next 5 years, 10 years, what is the legacy I'm leaving? It's a company, it's one of the biggest in the world in what it does. And with a workforce of that kind, you seem to be an ant in the larger scheme of things. And for me, that was not very encouraging at that time. So I really wanted to do something where I'm able to contribute and add to a legacy, to build something, to take it forward. And the real practical strategic reason was I also had this stubbornness, that I want to make the company even more global. And at that time we were present in about 18 countries, and in a journey of 10 to 12 years, today we are in about 9,800 countries today. So that was something that was the biggest motivator for me to come back and run a business.
So I do share a similar background. I was studying overseas with an intent which Adiraj mentioned that I always know that I will come back, and that I went out with that intent. However, in about the second, third year of my stay, I started thinking that maybe I want to build a career here, and that question, that thing always comes back to the point that my life is in a very different way here. How will it pan out back in India? So when you moved back, what was the most surprising thing that hit you?
I mean, surprising thing, I wouldn't say from a cultural shock perspective. I mean, I'm born brought up in this country, so no surprises as such. But on a business front, certainly, I'd always only worked in the US, right? So while studying there, while working there, there are certain expectations from your colleagues and the kind of standards they have, or the attitude they have, or the professionalism they have. It runs on a very different DNA, if I may say it like that. So coming back here, the adjustment was the biggest thing in terms of understanding my own workforce and what is the real expectation from me. It just cannot be transferred from one set of people to another set of people, because that would be very unfair. So for me, I think that was the biggest adjustment, not surprise. I would say that.
So I would share that the best piece of advice my dad told me when I joined business after my stint in US was try and unlearn a little bit. Take the best of what you have, but unlearn certain things. So did any self-doubt come to you when you were back about your decision?
Self-doubt as in backtracking and thinking, did I make the right choice by coming here?
Yes.
Never. I would just be very blunt and honest in that coming back here, the first 1 year, like he was mentioning, for me it was very challenging because I'm usually a very restless person. I like to get things done very quickly, and I'm like always trying, experimenting, pushing new things forward. But then you learn the hard way that change has to be subtle. It can't be forced. So that was something that I was always very cautious about after the first 6 months of joining the organization. But yeah, no self-doubt ever came that I would ever want to go back. And in fact, I was the only Indian student out of my entire batch who actually came back. So after 3 or 4 years, a couple of other batchmates of mine, they came back to India. But still, 95% of them are working there, they have a career over there. So I had a lot of reason to kind of have that doubt, but no, not for me.
Lovely. शिवम, आप एक बहुत ही diversified group से हो. Everybody knows of the Sahu group and the kind of work that you're doing. How did you enter business?
So I entered, I would say, since childhood, and I used to like Papa, like Adiraj, what he mentioned, like when Papa used to call me from school to office, he used to say, spend some time over here, and I used to go happily over there and used to sit with him for 2 hours, 3 hours, whatever time allowed, and do nothing over there. Order cold coffee, maybe on the computer, check the new mobile phones or the cars, something of that sort. And of course, subconsciously, we were all learning. We were learning whatever he was, let's say, in a day, he was talking to, let's say, people coming to him, giving advices, giving whatever thought process he had in his mind. So that subconsciously got developed. And as a childhood, from childhood, एक वो रहता है कि भाई आप अपने तरीके से मतलब चीज़ें करना चाहते हैं, you want to grow, do things what you like to do, and like that, उसमें happened like that.
I think that there is a very strong learning, and I learned it the hard way, because I was never going to factory when I was in college. I never went to work when I was studying, and I felt that adjusting and getting into the groove of the business काफी hard था. So what was your real responsibility? Your first real responsibility when you joined business? Do you remember?
So when I joined business, basically, see, when I did my schooling from Lucknow and went for college. After coming from there, basically I started from the floor. As you know, we are dealers for Toyota also in Lucknow company, Nagra region. So I started from the floor and he asked me to first set of, let's say, responsibility that you have is to understand what customer is, let's say, saying and how the flow is working. The flow, let's say, from the entry gate will be very much, let's say, the handing over the invoice. So that part you have to understand what is the customer psyche, how people are dealing with the customers, and so that was my responsibility, and I started from the floor. And in that process, of course, there were a lot of learnings because in the first year, as everyone said, in the first year you don't understand what you are going through, what are the set of challenges, what are the set of responsibilities, what are you here to do exactly. That shape up during the, let's say, learning process. And this is a long process which one has to follow. Even today we learn on a daily life and learning never stops. So I started my journey from the floor and then gradually we were then at that time developing 2 properties with Marriott Lucknow. So that the construction, it was in the construction stage. And of course my father, because he was very passionate about what he did in like whatever the businesses he did, and he was self-involved in a lot of, let's say, all the purchases, I would say, all the things which goes into making of it and beginning of any business. So I joined him in the construction stage, and that time, of course, then I started going to the sites, understanding with the civil engineers or with the set of team we had from Marriott, like whatever the process are there, what they are talking about, the design language, what they are talking about, the space planning, how the customers will be welcomed, how the customers will experience will take place when the customers are there, when the hotel is, let's say, running up and running. So that way, the process of learning, let's say, from the automobile industry to the hotel industry happened, and this went on and on with other such businesses as well.
So शिवम और मेरा पहला कांटेक्ट आई थिंक बहुत साल पहले हुआ था when Renaissance was coming over. We were one of the first ones to host a party for my son there, and मैंने शिवम को कॉल करके कहा था कि कुछ डिस्काउंट मिलेगा. So that's how our contact came up. Sandeep, hospitality brands are very, very public and emotional. Did you feel the pressure in stepping into something as visible as Royal Cafe?
Not clear question.
आपने इतने visible brand को take over जब करा, तो क्या आपको ये एहसास हुआ कि आप इतना बड़ा public brand take over कर रहे हैं? और
नहीं ऐसा नहीं.
So how was your journey? आपने कैसे?
Actually, 24 years back मैंने business join किया. So I was also studying abroad. Had I not been the only child, मैं इंडिया में कभी रहते नहीं. मेरी कोई बहन भी नहीं, भाई भी नहीं. तो वो एक बड़ा प्रेशर रहता है. You have to look after your parents and everything. अभी last 10 years से मुझे लखनऊ अच्छा लगने लगा.
Last कितने समय?
सच में 24 years में आप तो कितना 10 माइनस करिए तो 14 साल तो मैं रोता था यहाँ पे. फिर पेरेंट्स को देखो, यू नो, बीइंग द ओनली चाइल्ड, एंड मेरे पेरेंट्स ने मुझे बहुत अच्छी परवरिश दी. अच्छा, द बेस्ट पार्ट वाज मेरे पेरेंट्स बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट थे, बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट. गलती किसी के भी मार मुझे पड़नी. तो मतलब मुझे चैलेंज तो पता ही नहीं क्या होता है. Honestly, I don't know what challenge is. If I don't have a challenge, that is the biggest challenge. That is the way my brain functions.
I think मुझे भी पिछले 10 सालों में ही लखनऊ अच्छा लगने लगा है, क्योंकि उससे पहले when I used to be studying और मेरे साथ बॉम्बे और दिल्ली के जो रूममेट्स होते थे, वो मुझे बोलते थे कि क्या तुम गाँव, मतलब लखनऊ was a गाँव considered a गाँव there, which has drastically changed, and that emotion I think is very, very strong in bringing the next generation back to the city. So
मतलब अविरल से मुझे ऐसे पर्सनली, मुझे प्रोफेशनली मुझे नहीं पता था क्या करता है. ये कह रहा है कि मुझे लखनऊ वगैरह नहीं अच्छा लगा, व्हाटएवर. ये तो यूएस वाला सब यहाँ पे ला रहा है ना, इतने अच्छे इवेंट्स कराते हैं. मुझे लगा अच्छा ही आ गया, नहीं तो हमको फिर यूएस जाना पड़ता है.
कोई ऐसा वाक्य आपको याद हो when you were entering the business that made you think?
एक्चुअली जब मैंने एंटर किया बिजनेस, माय फादर इज अ वेरी गुड ह्यूमन बीइंग एंड बहुत ट्रस्ट करते हैं लोगों पे. तो व्हेन आई वाज एंटरिंग द बिजनेस, तो 22 या 23 इयर्स का था. आई वाज स्टडीइंग इन स्विट्जरलैंड. तो एक हमने बहुत अच्छी प्रॉपर्टी बनाई थी, तो वो थोड़ी सी प्रॉब्लम में चल रही थी. मेरी मदर मुझे बहुत फ़ोन करके कहती थी कि पापा परेशान है और दैट. तो जब मैं वापस आया तो हमें एक्चुअली वो बेचनी पड़ी, क्योंकि लोन्स वगैरह, यू नो हाउ बिजनेस इज. दैट वाज 2002 and 3. तो मैंने तब कसम खाई, मैं जैसे से मैं रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी संभालूंगा, मैं कुछ नहीं बेचूँ. तो आप सोचिए 24 years हो गए एंड आई हैव नॉट सोल्ड एनीथिंग, आई हैव ओनली क्रिएटेड. तो वी हैव अ ब्रेड फैक्ट्री बाय द नेम ऑफ मिल्कमेड. वी मेक like 2 lakh 3 lakh bread per day, also in Pune, also Royal Cafe. तो लॉट ऑफ एसेट्स. तो मतलब बिकॉज जो मेरे फादर साहब हैं बहुत ही अच्छे इंसान हैं, तो मेरे पास एक एडेड माइंडसेट था कि कुछ भी हो जाए इनके ऊपर तकलीफ नहीं होनी चाहिए. तो दैट इज द वे माय माइंडसेट वर्क्स एंड गोज की उन तक कोई बात नहीं पहुंचनी चाहिए. तो उसी के लिए माय होल सिस्टम वर्क्स, मेकिंग अप, बिल्डिंग अप टीम एंड व्हाटएवर. दैट इज द वे.
So there is a thing about Sandeep that I got to know through our last interactions, that he has read more than 1,000 books. And he has a huge library. So when you want to study that much, and I think में वो जिद है, वो urge है to study, was business the first choice?
हाँ, बचपन से मुझे याद है, मैं किचन में से रोटी वैसे कुछ करता रहता था. मेरी मम्मी मुझे भगा देती थी कि तुम क्या रोटियाँ वेस्ट करते हो. मैंने कहा एक दिन इसी से तुम्हारा नाम होगा. तो मेरी सारी पढ़ाई भी फूड रिलेटेड है. बेसिकली आई एम अ शेफ, ट्रेन्ड शेफ. तो मेरे यहाँ जितने भी हेड्स हैं, जनरल मैनेजर है, सब फूड रिलेटेड है. तो इतना फोकस है हमारा खाने को लेकर.
So ज्वाइन करने पे क्या आपको कभी ऐसा लगा कि ये this is tougher than what I expected?
नहीं, मैंने वही बोला ना, आई एम वेरी टफ. मैंने बताया ना, बचपन से आपको मार पड़ रही है और इतनी मार, तो फिर वो आपको एक टाइम आता था, मेरी मम्मी मुझे मारती सब थी कि बचपन की बातें आप ये मत सोचिएगा कि मार खाते थे. इतना मारती थी कि मैं इसको मारो तो झाड़ू वाड़ू टूट जाते थे, बिकॉज मैं बहुत ज़्यादा नॉटी था.
So you built well.
मेरा जो बेटा है वो ऐसे पूछ जाता था, मेरी वाइफ ऐसे करती है कि कुछ हो रहा है. मुझे हंसी आती है कि मैं तो पेट से उतर गया था, पर मैं उनको इसे बताता नहीं हूँ, क्योंकि मुझे पता है मुझे हार्ट अटैक आ जाएगा अगर मेरा बेटा ऐसी कुछ. मुझे अच्छी तरह याद है, आप सोचो 4th फ्लोर पे ऐसे छज्जा होता था आपके यहाँ, पतंग लूटने के लिए मैं खड़ा था 4th फ्लोर पे. आज जब मैं उस घर पे जाता हूँ, मैं कहता हूँ अगर योहान को मैं देख लूँ तो मुझे ही हार्ट अटैक कर जाए. तो टफ वाले तो कोई इशू नहीं है, बिकॉज आई वर्क वेरी हार्ड, तो मुझे वो इशू नहीं है.
क्या कोई comparisons रही फाउंडर जनरेशन आपसे पहले?
नहीं, कभी किसी भी कभी नहीं. आई हैव ऑलवेज बीन कि डिसिप्लिन रहे तो फिर आपको उस तरीके से रिस्पेक्ट मिलती है, कोई ऐसा कुछ.
So let me ask a question to the audience. How many second generation members have felt the pressure? How many of us feel that it is a pressure? So clearly you're not alone. There are other people who have felt pressure also. So, Adiraj, transition has friction. So maybe let's talk about that. And in a regulated industry like yours, I believe the stakes are really high. Was there ever a serious disagreement across generations?
So I'll address this in 2 steps. Firstly, I'll come to what Aviraj had said earlier. So when I came back in the US, we are largely functioning in a way where it's a single man show. Like I have the ability to make all the decisions and I am doing whatever I think is best at that point in time. When you get back to your business, it's not your decision anymore. You need consensus of all key stakeholders. And the better thing in this is you think that you're doing the right thing. they are also doing the same thing, which is just figuring out a better way to do the same job. Like those are just the people whom you have to get your things done in a better way, and that's where friction lies. So if I were to talk about friction, it is just getting the consensus in the most speedy manner, because after studying in the US, you just equipped with a lot of speed and with a lot of quick decision making. Right, wrong will get figured out eventually, but that's the biggest challenge. Now, a disagreement which we had, so I'll talk about 2 disagreements. So, we had a banking partner with Bank of India and State Bank of India. Those are 2 banking partners which we had, and we had relationships for the past 20 years with them. 30 साल की रिलेशनशिप पूरी फैमिली के लिए बहुत dear हो जाती है. अब हमारे साथ, दिस इज ऑन अ वेरी पर्सनल नोट, कि उनके पास हमारी पर्सनल गारंटीज लगी हुई हैं. तो पर्सनल गारंटीज जब आपकी नेटवर्थ अच्छी है, प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी स्ट्रॉन्ग है, सारे पैरामीटर्स स्ट्रॉन्ग हैं, प्राइवेट बैंक्स वर नॉट टेकिंग. And I was very willing. I wanted a private bank on board because of the systems which they bring on the table, the technology enhancement which they do. So that was a very big disagreement. Luckily, I was able to get everybody in consensus and get them onboarded. And as a result of that, वो थोड़ा friction हमारा जो relationship में था with those nationalized banks हो रहा, but eventually it got ironed out, because एक तरफ relationship protect करना is important, at the same time what is important is also that you get the best for your company. So that is a key element. Second challenge is in the working. So we have an employee strength of about 2,000 people whom we have on rolls. तो 2,000 लोगों की सैलरी बनाने के लिए हमने 20 लोग रखे हुए हैं. अब पेरोल सिस्टम्स जो इतने अच्छे आ गए हैं कि मतलब अगर सारा डेटा उसमें एंटर्ड है तो 10-10 मिनट में एक जना बैठ के सब बना सकता है. उसके लिए मुझे 20 लोग की टीम की क्या जरूरत है? तो 20 लोग का मतलब जो फाइनेंशियल इम्प्लीकेशन आ रहा है कि सैलरी का, उनकी वेजेस का, कंपेयर टू जो मैं इधर स्पेंड करूँगा, इट्स insignificant. At the same time, it's way stronger. So just getting everybody on that consensus was again a difficult task. फिर मतलब these are just 2-3 examples which I had. जैसे कि recently labor code में changes आए, तो उसके बारे में आप चाहते हैं कि quickest way में enforcement हो फैक्ट्रीज में. अब फैक्ट्री में एक दिन में कोई इंसिडेंट नहीं होता है. ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम सब लोगों की इमोशंस बन रहे होते हैं. कोई एक चीज़ उसको ट्रिगर कर देती है, तो उसको बचाते हुए अपना काम कैसे करें और सबको कंसेंसस में कैसे लें, सबका कॉन्फिडेंस कैसे लें, क्योंकि सब काम तो एक ही कर रहे हैं, व्हिच इज द बेनिफिट ऑफ द कंपनी. सो दैट आई थिंक इज द बिगेस्ट फ्रिक्शन, एंड दैट इज वेयर द मोस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ कॉन्फिडेंस फ्रॉम देयर साइड इज रिक्वायर्ड, व्हिच यू हैव टू गेन ओवर अ पीरियड ऑफ टाइम. सो आई होप दिस आंसर्स.
Absolutely. That also reminds me of when I was going. So we are an engineering business, and when I was joining engineering, I asked my dad which stream should I join. He didn't give me a straight answer. He told me anything that you want to do. I thought about it for a few days, and I was like, मेरे को समझ नहीं आ रहा है कि which stream should I join. Please guide me. We are a mechanical business. Should I join mechanical, or should I, take up technology? Because in about 2003-04, I think that was what was booming. So my dad told me, join anything. A 4 year of engineering will only teach you discipline and the aptitude to start learning in life. And we talked about speed. When I moved back, and I think Aviral also touched upon that a little bit, that speed is something that your education gives you and backs you with. So, but that speed also brings confrontation. So, anything that you remember? You did touch upon a little bit on the payroll. That's very, very valid. But anything else you want to add?
So largely, if you are doing something, like in my personal experience, whatever I do, I will face confrontation, because any person who is doing something is bound to face confrontation. वरना तो confrontation अगर आप कुछ कर नहीं करो होगी, तो confrontation is a part. There is nothing which I try to do where I don't face confrontation. And there is one more thing which I face is that So there is no defined designation. Like you asked me the other day that what should we give as a designation, and I was like, keep promoter. Like when I'm going to sell my products, I am the sales executive. When I'm going for the procurement side of my company, तो research analyst बन के जाना है. मतलब हर समय कोई भी रोल कैसे भी आपको बन के जाना ही पड़ता है. तो we don't have any designation roles. जब आप किसी और काम में जा रहे होते हैं तो वहाँ से सारा confrontation होता है. जो मेरा रोल से कहने का मतलब वही है कि whenever I or anybody steps into somebody else's place, that is when the restriction and confrontation lies. But you have to deal with it in a way that it does not hurt their sentiments. It also gets the right things done, either their way or your way, whatever is on a better path. So that is where the confrontation lies.
In that process, did you learn anything about authority? Was it the hierarchy of authority in a family business?
So I think the relationships matter more than any authority in this, which I learned the hardest way, because I had this feeling that I am doing the right things. And if I am doing the right things, then people are supposed to agree. So if you don't cater to the relationship part, what will happen is in some other things, your things will start falling out. So more than being right, I think just handling those relationships in a family business, be it with your partners in the business or with your family members, is the most crucial part. Because it's not about just one decision, it's largely about what other things will also come into picture and how you set in that culture straight. So that is a very important aspect.
So Agarwal, you bring with you global systems thinking. Did you ever hear कि ये US में चलता होगा, ये इंडिया में हमारे कल्चर से नहीं चलेगा?
So not exactly in that sense. I think I have already touched upon that in terms of the workforce expectations. But just adding a few more examples, like he added, like I so relate with them, and you really put him on a spot by the way with his dad in the audience. But having said that, so one incident happened that around 8 years back, I took a decision that I want to do a rebranding for the organization. And branding happens on many different levels, right? So you have your visual identity, you have several different kinds of your vocal identity, your verbal identity. But that also involved one thing, which was to change the logo of the company. The logo had been made by the founders of the company. And it's been the legacy, it's been the identity for about 20 plus years. But with time, as he also very well said, that change is something which is a constant. Right? You can't avoid change. But how it is implemented is, I think, completely up to you, and how effectively you bring it on the table is completely up to you. And for me, that was one of the biggest challenges and struggles that happened. So I didn't explicitly hear that dialogue that the US में चलता होगा, India में नहीं चलेगा. But yeah, I do feel the undertone somewhere when that entire conflict was happening. So certainly it was not an easy thing to do. But as he said, if the intent is in the right place, ultimately it's about making the right decision in the interest of the organization and for the larger goal. And if you're able to put that across well, I mean, ultimately at the end of the day, everybody is thinking in the interest of the company, so that is how it went forward. So that was one challenge I faced in that front. And another example I very distinctly remember, that when I joined the company, a couple of things which didn't surprise me, but I was actually like a bit confused that how is this particular process happening like that. So there was a particular assembly process which I felt should be done with wearing the gloves. That's what I felt. But being a 23-year-old back then and just being full of energy and excitement, I just told them that, okay, from tomorrow you will wear gloves. Within 2 hours, I got complaints from 10 people कि सर ये फट रहे हैं, इसमें कट आ जा रहा है. This is not possible unless somebody puts it themselves. It was pure resistance to change. And then in family businesses, there are many employees who are legacy employees who have been working for 20 plus years. So आपने पूछा कि वो authority वाली जो आपने एक question पूछा था. When they look at you, they're like कि हाँ ये हमारे boss का बेटा है, but that doesn't mean you earn the respect. And respect can never be commanded or demanded. It's always earned. So until and unless you prove your worth, you build the credibility within the organization. उसके बाद मेरे ख्याल से if I may use this statement, ये सारे changes, सारे बदलाव मक्खन हो जाते हैं और बहुत easy to implement हो जाते हैं. But I think you have to cross that barrier and you have to earn the credibility and the respect before anything can be forced, not forced, but implemented in the organization.
Wonderfully said. I think it is very very important कि आपको वो chair तो मिल जाती है, but वो wonderfully said कि वो credibility you have to earn it yourself. It takes time. I mean, people at workforce start calling you sir, but I don't think they mean it from day one. In the process, you talked about changing the logo. So in that process, did you learn about bringing change in the organization without being too disruptive, and how to have that conversation?
So I always believe in this. This is my personal golden rule, golden principle. Whenever you come up with an idea and you're really passionate about it, and you believe, your core team believes that this should be implemented, it should be presented and projected in a way that it should not look like it's your idea, but it should be everybody's idea. So rather than enforcing it, get it out of them. जो आप सुनना चाहते हो बुलवा लीजिए, तो जिंदगी आसान हो जाती है. So that's what I've always believed in, and that's what I always try to do. So idea force करने से अच्छा होता है उसको generate करा लीजिए अपनी teams. And I think that's the thing which I learned.
I think that is a huge learning. If अगर आप अपने सामने वाले के दिमाग में ये डाल सको कि this is your idea, I am only the means to implement it. I think that thing for founders and even I mean anybody in business would work beautifully. But I mean, did any of your initiatives you tried to implement fail? And do you remember anything?
Yeah, like the gloves one which I just mentioned, that didn't go through. But on the contrary, something very interesting happened. That when people started seeing my personal intent, so I was a very quality and compliance oriented person. And I started my journey in my business from managing the quality control department. I used to literally sit there and do the quality check myself personally. And I would make all the protocols, I would make the SOPs. And when I saw the kind of impact and difference it was making from the customer front, the kind of comments that we would get, the kind of feedbacks we would get, that made the team believe that whatever I was trying to implement in the organization is for the betterment. It's not just for the change, just for the heck of it, but it's with a particular reason behind it. And I think that really helped smoothline the entire process.
I also very strongly believe in that, and being in exports, I totally relate to it. So जब आप फ्लोर पे उतर के कुछ चीजें अपने हाथ से देखते हो, चेक करते हो, I think that the people around you also start believing in you. That it's not just being run from an office. You actually care about the product and your customer. So Shivam, being part of such a diversified group, क्या सारे groups और with the family alignment of business alignment में कुछ issues रहे starting में?
So all the businesses what we see today is under Sahu Group. Basically, we are into 7 verticals: entertainment, hospitality, automobile, real estate, FMCG. So we are into a joint family business. I grew up in a joint family. We are well connected, and of course all the verticals starting from South, the founding, like say my Dadaji, he founded the cinema theatre business, South Cinema, what is today South Theatre. So that the business journey started from there when he founded this South Cinema in 1969, and due to his early demise in 49, Papa had to start his journey at the age of 21. So when he was, let's say, starting his journey, so he of course had travelled in the US, and he was there for 2 months, and that too has a story of him travelling to US at that early age of 17. One of the travel agency who had opened his travel agent office in Lucknow had come to Dadaji and asked him, I would like to send somebody from Lucknow to US, and मेरा उससे नाम होगा, and of course there are 50 member, let's say group of 50 people who are private traders, and I want to give some name, somebody's name from Lucknow also. So Papa was there in his office, of course, as childhood he was there and for some time, and Dadaji said to him, to that travel agent that he is free, I cannot go, I will not go, and he is free, you send him. Passport, you make his passport and then he can go. So at the age of 17, he traveled to US, he lived there, he was there for 2 months over there, and he traveled, he used to tell us very fondly that he traveled from New York to Los Angeles in Greyhound bus. So this electronic business, at that age of 17, when he was growing up, he saw New York में क्या हो रहा है, the New York City center, what do you call it, and उस तरह से उस समय इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स का काफ़ी फैशन होता था. So everyone used to carry those cameras over there अपने साथ आए. So when he got back and he started his journey, so he wanted to enter into the electronic business. So that is how it happened. He went to that time that Western company was very famous. So he went to the Western office and he requested for the agency. So Western people that time were like, they were, let's say, the most premium company that time. They were the most premium company that time, and they would used to give dealership easily. And he was a newcomer with no experience. So when he had gone, they simply denied him and said, no, we will not give it to you. So he had to come back, of course. That is a part of learning, and of course he would have taken it as a failure and he could have done something else, but he took it as a challenge and then he went to another agency. There was this Onida company who was desperately looking for a dealer in Lucknow, and he had come to know, and then he got a meeting arranged and he visited the office of the owner of Onida, and that time he was 21. So at the age of 21, he said, I am keen to open the agency of your Onida Electronics in my city, but I have 3 conditions. So that time he was putting conditions to the other person over there, and he said, 1, I'll be the exclusive dealer in UP. Second, you have to come for the inauguration because it makes a difference. Somebody from the company coming to you and let's say creating a wow factor, because that energy is required. And thirdly, if I do well, then you will organize a trip for me, fully paid trip for me to Europe. So these were the 3 conditions what he had made, and of course there was no looking back. When he got this agency and he came with a truck of let's say electronic items, so everyone in Lucknow whosoever let's say was in this particular field laughed around, because he said कि भाई आज ही इसका शटर खुलेगा, आज ही बंद हो जाएगा. Because that time Western was doing, let's say, it was you don't have to think twice what you have to buy. So when he opened this first store in Hazratganj in 1985, so it was no looking back. Today in South agencies we are, let's say, grown up to 20 stores. We have 600 plus distributors for the mobile phones and other appliances. And we are exclusive dealers also. Let's say we got LG also to Lucknow. So if you see Sahu Group for the special, let's say, brands or the global companies like LG, Marriott, Toyota, he had been, let's say, instrumental in terms of getting those agencies in Lucknow, creating a, let's say, creating a strong demand. And from those companies, the best part was the experience part. Because see, when he was growing up, we had no SOPs, we had no, let's say, in terms of, let's say, prescribed formulation where you have to do this, and this will happen. It was just an instinct, it was just a belief, it was just his trust, and the learnings what he had from his father and the experience what he has in his childhood, because he was the eldest in his generation, second generation. Likewise, I am from the 3rd generation, so I am doing this from this generation. And from Sahu agencies, the Color Lab business also happened like this. He used to go to Amar Fax and Bajaj Printing Press, and that time he used to see that यहाँ पे every day there is a traffic and people, let's say, are standing in the line for 24 hours 7. The shop used to run for 24 hours 7, and he used to, let's say, people have to wait for 3 hours, 4 hours to get the reels developed and all of that. So he found the opportunity in that particular business also, and he started with this Color Lab business, and he got the lines and machineries from Japan. So this way the transition of the group was, let's say, shaping up, I would say. from travel agencies to Kalala, and then likewise hospitality also. At the same time, automotive. Opel was looking for a dealer partner in Lucknow, so he applied for the dealership, and of course we got the dealership for the Opel. Likewise, Gemini Continental, it's now 25 years old in the city. So when we were having Taj, and of course Class was there, Taj was there. Then he had built this Gemini Continental. It took him almost 7 to 8 years to build this hotel, because that time of course it was not easy to do business in Lucknow. There were several kind of approvals, restrictions, all of that.
So I know your family is sitting here,
Yeah.
but we pretend that they are not listening. So जब आपने ज्वाइन करा, so do you remember anything कि बहुत कोई conflict ऐसा हुआ या कोई ऐसी tension हुई आपस में with you and the earlier generation?
Conflict as such is not there, because what happened was when he was building business, so these businesses were growing. Of course, he needed working hands. So when he needed working hands, then of course his brother was there, then his younger brother was there. So he gave the responsibility of, let's say, to his younger brother, that you take care of the electronic, you take care of the, let's say, the Kalala business. And of course, whatever the business he was expanding, let's say, automobile or the hotel industry, he focused in those businesses. And then lately we structured the company, he structured the company in a way that was led by the professionals. Of course, the planning, the thought process was his, and of course the rules were set by him. But then of course it was done professionally, and as any company, like, all of us.
You also shared that you started from the bottom. So आपने पहले चीजें देखी, पहले चीजें कई तरीके से समझी, and then you transitioned into your current role. So उस transition में क्या दिक्कतें तकलीफें आई with your background, with your thinking, and this is the way I want to take the business forward. So कुछ इस तरह का. So when you join business, और I think ये हम सबके साथ होता है कि we have a certain way of thinking. चाहे हमारे को ये मालूम हो कि हम business join करेंगे या we are suddenly thrown into a business, we do have our own personalities. Or sometimes personalities are soft, sometimes personalities are very forthcoming. So ज्वाइन करते कुछ सालों में क्या आपको ये लगा कि ये सही नहीं हो रहा है बिजनेस में, इसको मैं ठीक करूँगा?
ऐसा ही था. इनिशियल ईयर ओवरऑल लर्निंग आई वुड से was given to learning the starting of the businesses, whatever let's say learnings I had on the floor and in the businesses. So I used to bring my, let's say, point of view, thought process, and keep it, because I was working under my father that time, and of course I used to report to him. So whatever learnings I had in the businesses, I used to tell him, share my feedback, and of course he used to advise on certain suggestions, which I used to go back and follow and replicate. So wherever, let's say, I got success in terms of whatever he advised or whatever I understood in terms of learning, so that way I grew.
Lovely. So आपने ग्रेहाम का नाम लिया, so मुझे भी एक anecdote याद आया. I was sharing with Adiraj that I shifted universities when I got to US, and my first shift was from New York to Chicago, and I took the Amtrak with all my luggage just to save money. So good. संदीप, लेगेसी ब्रांड्स चेंज को बहुत आसानी से नहीं ले पाते हैं, एंड लेगेसी ब्रांड्स with such a big presence have a lot of resistance to change. So was there something you wanted to change? आप कुछ बदलाव लाना चाहते थे, but you were faced with a lot of resistance.
मुझे इतनी ऐसी आ रही है. 2 साल पहले तक मेरे फादर साहब मुझे रोज डांटते थे. 2 साल से उन्होंने मुझे नहीं डांटा. मतलब उनको चेंज करवाना, इट्स नॉट अबाउट माय फादर, इट्स अ ह्यूज फैमिली. बहुत टफ जॉब है, बहुत टफ. अब वो डांट नहीं रहे तो मुझे बुरा लगता है कि पापा कुछ कहते हैं, तो मैं उनसे बोलता हूँ थोड़ा डांटते जाके मज़ा आता है. समाउ उनको समझाने में कोई भी चीज़ को बहुत साल लगते हैं, अब जैसे 2002 में जब मैंने मिल्कमेट ज्वाइन की तो हमारे पास उस समय एक बहुत अच्छी ब्रेड कंपनी अभी भी है, वो हमारा बहुत बड़ा कॉम्पिटिटर होता था, बहुत बड़ा। वो काम करता था 300 बैग्स का, हम करते थे 30 बैग्स का। तो जब मेरे फादर साहब हमें मीटिंग में बुलाते थे कि उसकी ब्रेड देखिए तुम लोग, मेरा न्यू ज्वाइनिंग है समझिए आप, तो हम उसकी ब्रेड अपने रैपर में डाल कर ले आते थे कि भैया डार्ट बंद खाएगा। तो वहाँ से स्टार्टिंग करी आपने, आज के डेट में इट्स रिवर्स, वी आर मेकिंग 500। तो मैंने बहुत अच्छी टीम रखी थी, बहुत अच्छी टीम। तो हमारे से पुराने ज़माने के लोग हुआ करते थे, तो वो अभी भी सोचिए वो मेरे साथ है। मैंने आज तक अपनी लाइफ में किसी को नहीं हटाया, अनलेस एंटिल किसी ने चोरी करी। मुझे एक चोरी बताने की बिल्कुल पसंद नहीं, अदरवाइज कोई आदमी काम नहीं भी कर पा रहा तो मेरे साथ आज भी है, चाहे उसको हम कहीं भी बैठा दें। तो हमने एक आदमी रखे, टीम रखी, वो बहुत स्ट्रॉन्ग, वो अभी भी मेरी कंपनी में 24 ईयर्स से, एंड इज द हाईएस्ट पेड पर्सन इन द कंप्लीट MM ग्रुप। उसके लिए मेरे फादर ने समझे मुझे हर साल में 25 बार डांटा होगा कि ये तुम्हारे साथ ऐसा कर देगा, वैसा कर देगा। यू नो पेरेंट्स होते हैं। तो मैंने उनको पापा को हमेशा बोलता था कि अगर मुझे मजबूत घोड़े चलाने की मेरा नेचर है तो आपके उस पर मैं नहीं चल सकता, तो हमारी हर मीटिंग में लड़ाई होती थी। सोचिए आज 24 ईयर्स से बनता मेरे साथ, एंड इज मोर लाइक माई एल्डर ब्रदर। तो वहाँ से स्टार्ट करिए, मशीन्स से स्टार्ट करिए, एनीथिंग। तो टू कन्विंस माई फादर इट कैन टेक 10 ईयर्स। तो मैं धीरे धीरे करता रहता हूँ, धीरे धीरे करता रहता हूँ, उनकी आंखों के सामने वो चीज़ें नहीं पढ़ने देता हूँ। फिर जब कहते हैं ये तो बड़ा अच्छा हो गया, तो मैंने कहा पापा आपने बताया नहीं था, जो अभी आज ने बोला एक मशीन ले लो, आप ही ने तो बताया था, आप ही ने तो कहा था यार वो ले लो, वो लगा दो, उससे बड़ा फर्क पड़ जाएगा। दैट इज, तो फिर धीरे 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 धीरे।
So we must also know that Sandeep has a spiritual side of understanding and liking. So change, how easy or difficult change is with people?
चेंज बहुत टफ जॉब है, बहुत टफ, वेरी टफ। तो आपको जो मेरी जो पढ़ाई वाली बात है वो इसीलिए आया कि जैसे मैंने कोई अच्छी चीज़ करी तो उसमें मेरे सामने 10 ऑब्जेक्शन आ गए, तो आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा ना कि भाई मैं हाउ टू कन्विंस माई पेरेंट्स या माई फैमिली मेम्बर्स या माई पार्टनर्स कि जो मैं सोच रहा हूँ बेस्ट है। तो आपको इतने रेफरेंसेस निकालने पड़ते, इतने रेफरेंसेस निकालने पड़ते। वो मेरी पढ़ाई की आदत वहीं से पड़ी कि मुझे अच्छा, आजकल आपको पता है मेरा बेस्ट फ्रेंड कौन है आज की डेट में? पास 4 मंथ है, चैट GPT। आप सोचो, मतलब मैं कोई ऐसे तारीफ नहीं कर रहा, मेरी देखिए प्रोफेशनल साइड है कि मैंने 10 पॉइंट बताए, चैट GPT से पूछो 9 के 9 मैच कर जाते हैं। तो मैं अब तो मेरे लिए बहुत ईजी हो गया, टीम को बैठा दिया, मेरे कंप्यूटर्स लगे सब, भैया पढ़ लो क्या लिखा है, चलो थोड़ा थोड़ा ट्राई करो। बाकी चेंज के लिए मैं एक सजेशन देना चाहूँ, अगर आप सुनना चाहते हैं तो। एक कॉन्सेप्ट होता है, आप लोगों ने US में बहुत पढ़ा होगा, प्रोटोटाइप। आप छोटा सा करके देख लो, किसी भी चीज़ को छोटा सा करके देख लो, उसी से आपको समझ में आ जाएगा कि इसका लॉन्ग टर्म इम्पैक्ट क्या है। तो विदाउट स्पेंडिंग मच यू कैन ट्राई लॉट ऑफ स्मॉल ट्रायल्स। अब तो बहुत ईजी हो गया इससे।
तो मेरा स्क्रिप्ट भी चैट GPT ने बनाया है।
प्रोटोटाइप का एग्जांपल ये है कि एक बंदे को एक वॉश बेसिन वगैरह कुछ लॉन्च करनी थी, तो उसने सिर्फ वो एक डब्बा बना के मॉल में रखा।
From a father to a friend, and like a partner and like a professional, and that switch in relationship has been the most beautiful thing that I have experienced in my life. And I was raised in a house where I've always been, sports have been very important, music has been very important, and we've always done all those things together. So those were also shared pleasures that we always had the luxury of doing together. But when you do business together, it evolves a relationship. It just takes it to a very different level. And I think that was the most enjoyable thing for me. So that's what I felt about. And yeah, that thing of letting go of the control and resisting a lot of things, I think might have been there at the beginning. Today, no, I don't. I would say that it's not there anymore.
Beautifully put, and I'm going to share that with Uncle, the emotion that you expressed here. I think sometimes we don't say enough to our parents how much we care and how much we love them, and how much we even with their confrontations, how much we respect that if they don't do this to us, nobody else will. A quick poll for the audience. for the founders here, how many of us think that the next generation is sometimes too impatient? They want to get things done very, very quickly. So we do believe that the new generation is too impatient. And for the next generation, how many of us think that the previous generation is sometimes too cautious? So I think the balance is the real challenge, is what we are also getting from this conversation. So moving on from friction to evolution, Adhiraj, in large-scale manufacturing, what does professionalism really mean? Is it systems, is it people, or is it mindset?
So I think it's a mix of both. While people are absolutely important in this, but at the same time, standard SOPs also I think they take precedence also in this case. Because in the end, if there is more quality or on timelines, when you're facing on customers and you want future orders, or if you're standing on that brand name, you can't have any excuses on that front. So I would say in this regard, a lot of emphasis has to be put on systems, which has to come in from people themselves, and they themselves then get down to those systems in turn.
So, Abhiram, do you think there is balance that is needed, and there is a balance that is needed between risk and innovation?
I mean, I think every innovation is a risk, right? That's the starting point, because if you're innovating, it's by definition you are taking a risk, right? It can be a calculated risk, it can be a very well taken decision, but it's still a risk. So that's always there. But adding to what he very beautifully said, I think one thing that is most important when the scale up happens is the evolution on an inter-team relationship as well. What happens is, we are in a business where we manufacture laboratory instruments, and we are always doing very niche products. We do products which are manufactured by total of 12 or 13 players in the world. So it's a very, very niche category. So in that, what happens is, there's always that push and pull and that fight between the sales team and the product development team and the production team and the sales team, because they're always like pushing you to supply the product fast, and things like that is like an everyday affair. But I think what I learned was that the moment you start making each team respect the other team's hardships, because the sales guy sees only their hardships, right? They don't care whether the product is on the shelf or not, or why is it being delayed. So I think that's something that I've really focused on, and trying to build that every day, that interdisciplinary respect between the various teams. And I think that has been really transformative in my business, and the way I have seen things move forward. And I think that is where professionalism starts from. I used to earlier feel that professionalism means hiring professionals, but that's not what it is. You might hire professionals, but ultimately you are integrating them into a family, into a culture. ऐसा नहीं होगा कि कोई आदमी आएगा कुछ जादू कर देगा, ऐसा नहीं होगा. So I think I
used to live in that dream once कि कोई आ जाए और ये सारी चीजें ठीक कर दे. But Adhiraj, how important is external talent or getting, because it is also hard to leave control sometimes.
So it depends largely on the experience which they bring, and the kind of bonding which they can do internally in the company. Like if I get a professional who is too strong at his work but does not handle the people in the company well, that will not work. So at the same time, external talent is more important, because a lot of times they're also bringing in a lot more knowledge, a lot more experience, and they know a lot of fallacies which we have in our business, which we cannot see, and which needs external pulling to make those go away. So on that front, I think it's very important. At the same time, I think it's again for the benefit of the company. So as as people who are working for the benefit of the company, I think it's also right that at the right time, at the right place, you also leave that to an external person, because that's the objective of having him in the first place. So for those grounds, I would say it's there has to be a balance again, but there is no right and wrong balance.
Super, super. Abhinal, what structural change? You touched a little bit about people and their importance being in an organization. So what structural change made the biggest difference in your business?
So being a bit of being an entrepreneurial, being a pure startup kind of a business originally, the way it starts, so a lot of things just keep moving on very organically, and a lot of things are not identified. One thing which I majorly changed was something which I saw in the organization was there were a few key persons who were kind of doing a multi-reporting, and I think that happens in businesses, right? Like many a times it's very organic, you don't realize it's happening. But it's quite detrimental because the person's efficiency really goes down, and it's always a conflict of interest, it's always a crunch of the bandwidth, it's so many issues all put together. So that was one important thing which I personally implemented. Again, a difficult change to bring about because sometimes the earlier generation feels कि किसी को रखा है तो उसको काम देते जाओ, मतलब ये खाली क्यों बैठा हुआ है, so thought like that. But ultimately, it's very important to kind of streamline and channelize how the people are working. So I personally feel that multi-reporting can never work. It has to be very, very lateral, very structured.
You want to add something?
So just adding to his, in the production phase, we are in this process. So see, firstly, it's customer first always, and again, when you're facing a customer, you can't have any excuses. So at that front, professional becomes important. Now, while having said that, in our production planning, what we are recently doing is that we are giving the plant managers 3 options. That either the raw materials are not there in place, the second is there is some equipment failure in the plant for which you are responsible, the third is that the requirement of the product is not being given to you, hence you cannot manufacture. These are the 3 places where you can just tick mark, and that's your answer why production is not taking place. Now what that does is it makes respective departments answerable for their places of work. And I think that's very important when you talk about professionalization, is a simple normal working person also has the same answerability which a key man in the company will have, because if his department is not functioning properly, he is answerable, and the rest of departments cannot suffer for his not doing the job right.
I think in our organization we call it the 3M, which is the man, method and material. So everything has to sync well for anything to work professionally. Shivam, इतने diversified family group और इतने सारे portfolio के साथ काम करते हुए, how do you make sure कि old ways do not slow down growth, कि पुराने तरीके आपकी growth और trajectory को slow down ना करें? What do you do about it?
The industries where we belong, it's the service industry and of course the trading industry. हम लोग हमेशा ये रहता है कि we have to have that customer perspective always in mind. We cannot say no to our customers because customers have a lot of expectations and they keep coming with different requests at times which you cannot fulfill. But still you need to ensure they are satisfied with your answer at least. And whatever best you can do in your capacity, you should keep performing.
Do you bring in outside CEOs and for different businesses?
Of course, all the business have different, let's say, the GMs or the CEOs or the VPs which take care of these verticals, and currently they are responsible in terms of getting the goal aligned, and of course whatever the vision and the thought process is there, we are performing on a daily basis, because we tell our team only this that we have to perform on a daily basis. It cannot be that once you have done it or once you have achieved it, it's done. It is like everyday story. So we stick to the present part of it, and then of course plan our way forward. And of course we support, let's say the culture, what you asked also, let's say the old people and new people getting new things developed, so that we give full freedom to our people, let's say, to bring ideas, bring thought processes, whatever, let's say, which makes sense, and of course, which everyone speaks about it. Pablo also said, everyone has to talk about it. It is not something which I am saying it, that is right. It is that everyone should have the belief and the connect that what we are doing is we are doing for the company and the larger good for our customers. So that way we connect, and that is how we do it.
So, Sandeep, एक फैमिली बिजनेस में आई थिंक फैमिली मेंबर्स इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, कुछ चीज़ें आप पूछ सकते हो, कुछ चीज़ें आप नहीं पूछ सकते हो. A lot of it depends, and we are talking about professionalism and bringing professionalism to our organizations. So, how do you evaluate performance within family members? Everyone needs to perform. Everybody has a role. Sometimes we can ask that question. Sometimes you cannot ask that question. अब तो I think ज़्यादा important है.
जो पहले वाला क्वेश्चन था ना, having good people is the most important thing for the success of any company. ये मेरा मानना है. चाहे वो आपके घर के लोग हो, चाहे बाहर के लोग हो. अच्छे लोग नहीं होंगे, कंपनी अच्छी नहीं चल सकती. जो आप पूछ रहे हैं, family members evaluation.
Amran, do you have any take on that?
I think it's the most difficult question to answer, and my only thing is I will answer by saying this, that accountability is very, very important, and when you're at the top of the hierarchy, when you're at the top of the chart, I think it comes from within. Nobody can really enforce it on you. Maybe Shivam can give a better light on that when it's a CEO-driven, multifaceted organization. But when it's your own run organization and you are slacking, then I think you are the one to be blamed for that, and you need to have some kind of a self-check on you. But yeah, when your family business is there and you have brothers and cousins and your uncles and everybody is involved, yeah, it can be tough to exercise accountability. But at the end of the day, I think if you don't have the feeling of ownership and pride in your work, quality and consistency can never happen. So that's my core mantra, and that's what I've been trying to instill in my entire workforce for the last 3 years, and that's the feeling of ownership and the pride in your own work. Because if you don't have pride in your own work, then it's basically, sir, I've done this, check kar lijiye. I hate that.
So, Sandeep, I had a very beautiful conversation when we spoke the first time about people, and what I think Aviral also touched upon is not that ये काम बस होना है. I think आपने बहुत beautifully बोला था, my people, मेरे को उनसे कोई काम कहना नहीं पड़ता. They do the work that they are supposed to. So how do you manage that?
बिल्कुल सच है. हमारी लाइन बहुत टफ है एट बीइंग रॉयल कैफे. अब आप सोचो, अभी हाईकोर्ट में हमारी केटरिंग थी, तो जज साहब ने 600 प्लेट लिख के दिया, 2600 लोगों ने खाया. कहते हैं मैं 2 लिखने को बोलिए. रियल स्टोरी अभी की बात है, 3-4 महीने पुरानी बात है. अब आप सोचो 600 और 2600 जूते किसको पड़ने हैं? पर आप कुछ नहीं कह सकते. और पूरी टीम ने मैनेज किया. जब मैनेज हो गया तो बताया कि सर उन्होंने जो है, और ऐसे बहुत सारे इंसिडेंट्स हुए. एक केटरिंग थी, उन्होंने 3500 लिख के दिया हमको, 8500 लोग आए. तो ये टीम वर्क अपना कोई नहीं कर सकता. मैं बोलूँ कि मैं बहुत बड़ा सुपर मैन हूँ, सब झूठ है. तो ये जो मेरी टीम है बहुत डेडिकेटेड है. एंड हाउ डज दैट हैपन, उसका मैं सीक्रेट आपसे शेयर कर सकता हूँ. डू यू वांट टू नो द सीक्रेट? आप कितने लोगों को वो लोग याद है जो आपके बुरे वक्त में खड़े हैं? हाथ उठाइए. जैसे मान लीजिए आपके घर में कोई प्रॉब्लम हुई, आपको वो दोस्त याद है आपके घर पे खड़ा हुआ था, वो यार वो मेरे साथ था 24/7. अच्छे वक्त की बात तो मैं कर ही दिया, बुरे वक्त की बात करूँ कि आपके घर में कोई बीमार था या कोई और ट्रेजेडी हो गई. तो मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि जिस जगह मैं बैठा हूँ, मैंने बहुत लोगों की दुआ की. ये एक ऐसा सीक्रेट है जो मैंने हिस्ट्री से मैं पढ़ता रहा हूँ, अकबर के ज़माने से. और बड़े बड़े जितने भी मैंने हिस्ट्री पढ़ी है, सबसे सक्सेसफुल रूलर्स वही रहे जिन्होंने अपने लोगों के लिए बहुत करा है. तो दिस इज माय सीक्रेट. अगर आप भी चाहते हो कि आपको स्ट्रेस कम हो, आप बुरे वक्त में अपने स्टाफ के साथ जरूर खड़े रहिए. ये मेरा सीक्रेट.
So food business are very food business. Customer, your
कस्टमर आपको लाइक तब तक करेंगे जब तक आप सर्विस दोगे. कस्टमर आपकी इज्जत तब तक करेगा जब तक आप सर्विस दोगे. और ये बिजनेस बहुत अच्छा बिजनेस है. इसमें सिर्फ एसओपी हमारा सबसे बड़ा एसओपी है गैस भगवान है. अगर गैस के आपको उल्टे कर दो तो आपको उल्टे करवाना. ये मेरी हर एसओपी के ऊपर और लास्ट में लिखा हुआ है.
amazing. I think customer is God. Is
कुछ भी जैसे आज हमारे यहाँ पार्टी चल रही, सपोज करो रॉयल कैफे हो, आपके मेन्यू में कुछ नहीं लिखा है, उससे कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता. हमारे आपसे कोई कहने नहीं वाला. आपको मैं एक दो एग्जाम्पल देता हूँ. आपने केटरिंग जब भी कराई होगी तो ऐसा होता है कि 9 बजे ये बंद हो गया, 10 बजे स्नैक्स बंद हो गया, 11 बजे वो बंद हो गया, ऐसे होता नहीं है. हमारे यहाँ पे रात को 3 बजे भी दूल्हा दुल्हन ने बोला हमें गोलगप्पे खाना है, रॉयल कैफे के बाद फेमस है, तो वो स्टॉल लगा रहेगा 3 बजे तक, जब तक गैस घर नहीं रहेगा गोलगप्पे वाला खड़ा रहेगा. तो दिस इज द रीजन. और ये सब कौन करता है? मैन पावर ही कर रहा है. बेचारा ठंड में ठिठुर रहा है लेकिन वो बेचारा गोलगप्पे खिला रहे हो. ही हैज टू बी इन यूनिफॉर्म. तो अब मैं उसको थैंक्स नहीं बोलूँगा तो क्या बोलूँगा? दैट इज द.
But to bring professionalism into an organization, Avril, do you think technology can bring culture change, or anybody wants to answer?
So I think in my case, recently we have been working on a lot of new age technologies. We are doing a lot of robotics. We are doing a lot of electronic driven products. And I think what it definitely shifts is that the organization starts building more respect internally. I think for the decision making and for the products and for whatever is going on to your customer base. So I think that has been a big transformation that I have personally felt. That when you introduce anything new which is actually a bit disruptive internally within the organization, you start building more valuable culture that is respecting the authority even more because of those kind of big decisions or big changes that you're bringing about. So that has really helped me from a product-centric approach. From a technical approach, I don't know if the question meant from a systems and having more technology in the systems or something like that. But yeah, that is something very slow and gradual which we try and keep doing through the ERPs, the CRMs that we employ. But I have personally felt that culture shift for us has been more positive when it has been a technology infusion in terms of the products that we bring upon. Because that really creates the internal wow factor. And that's where the entire thing begins from. अगर आपकी खुद की team excited नहीं है तो आपका customer थोड़ी excited होगा. So I think that's for me.
So I think very well said. I would like to have some questions from the audience to liven it up. So we can have the mic there.
जब तक आप माइक ले लो.
I compliment all the speakers. They have dealt on all the points. One question which is still nagging in my mind is directors. But there are roles and responsibilities, marketing, production, whatsoever. So starting from the bottom and right up, all of you have started right from the bottom. These roles and responsibilities are a crucial point because they also define your accountability. There would be interchanging of roles and responsibilities with passage of time. New members will come or new responsibilities will get added or changed. So I would love to see what are your experiences in this.
Which are made, and what essentially that does is that all of us, all family members also who are working in the company, they all have benchmarks to meet. We don't have performance pay as such because we are also shareholders. So if the share price increases, we get rewarded eventually whenever we intend to sell. But what happens for employees is everybody has KPIs in place. So that sets a lot of accountability for all the members who are involved in the business. And also what happens is if somebody is not meeting their respective benchmarks for 1 quarter, for 2 quarters, their answers can suffice. If they're still lagging behind, somebody else will take over. Because what happens is, let's say I don't do sales in the right way, if I don't show my numbers which I am supposed to show, then I am automatically bound to give an answer कि क्यों नहीं अचीव कर पाया. तो एक क्वार्टर में 1 महीना में जवाब दूंगा, 3 महीने जवाब दूंगा. 4th 5th मंथ से दूसरी टीम वाले will start pitching कि क्या दिक्कत, कैसे इसको सॉल्व करें. And I will also have that shame in me कि I am not doing it. Let's revisit. Let's have some other strategy. So I think for accountability for family members and for professionals who work in a company, those metrics have really helped us. And also it highlights fallacies which are there in the organization. कौन सा department कहाँ पे कैसे lag कर रहा है, बहुत clearly, बहुत evidently आपको दिख जाएगा. सब कुछ number driven होने की वजह से.
There is a very crucial point to be noticed. Very, close relationships also at stake.
Correct.
And on many an occasion, there may be genuine reasons for non-performance, for whatsoever reason. But maybe the person who is evaluating is not aware of those issues. So it is a very tricky situation. And in non-family corporates, this is not an issue. वहाँ कोई किसी का रिश्तेदार नहीं होता है. तो जहाँ पर हम रिश्तेदारी में भी हैं और रोल में भी हैं, मैं रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी नहीं रोल की बात कर रहा हूँ, तो वहाँ पर फॉर्मलाइजेशन कभी कभी हेल्प करता है.
तो सर इसमें हमारे ना हम लोग पब्लिकली लिस्टेड हैं. तो
This question was avoided.
And then
I know how Sandeep would be surrounded with this.
two things that can actually help that. One is mediation or arbitration, right? Like somebody mediates that conversation. कोई एक common person हो जिसको सारी parties equally respect करती हैं, agree करती हैं, उनकी बात सुनना बिना बुरा माने, तो वो चीज़ हो सकती है. And secondly, and the second point is which I very strongly believe, at the end of the day, बुरा मानने वाली अच्छा मानने वाली बात नहीं है. Business is not being run for somebody's ego trip. Business is only run for the success of the business. So if everybody's interest is aligned, I very strongly believe बुरा मानने वाली कोई बात ही नहीं है. If you're sitting on the table and if you're tabling a discussion, आप कोई problem discuss कर रहे हैं, तो वो problem discuss हो रही है क्योंकि वो company की भलाई के लिए. That's it. So if the bottom line is purity, if the purity of intent is there, please do not be scared to have a discussion. बुरा मानने वाला, but I would
He
like
has
to
already brought up the point of independent directorships on your boards. So
इसमें क्या होता है ना कि फर्स्ट इफ यू आर द प्रमोटर और द ओनर ऑफ एनी बिजनेस आल्सो, बट यू आर वर्किंग फॉर द कंपनी. You are first working for your people, then you are working for the customers as a larger group, and also the banks, because if you are, let's say, borrowing debt, then you have to first work for these, let's say, fundamentals, and then only you can work for yourself. तो इस तरह से things are, let's say, changed.
संदीप, I think लोग आपसे जवाब मांग रहे हैं.
एक्चुअली मैं ऑनेस्टली बहुत ज़्यादा सवाल समझ नहीं पा रहा हूँ क्या जानना चाह रहे हैं. I want a more clear question. I want to hear you listen.
All right, I'll frame it again for you, Sandeep. KPI कैसे सेट करते हैं? अगर कर भी दिया तो अकाउंटेबिलिटी कैसे लाते हैं? I'm sure आपको ये सिचुएशन हैंडल करनी पड़ी होगी. 24 साल is a good enough time. So I would love to know your perspective here.
Actually,
I know उसके पास अविरत के पास इतना सारा पुल्स नहीं है, but I know आपके पास होंगे यार.
अब मुझे पता है कि ये करने से ही रिजल्ट आने वाला है. उसी से रिजल्ट आना, उसी से रिजल्ट आ भी रहे. आप सोचो, एक मैंने बहुत बड़ा कोर्ट केस जीता, बहुत बड़ा. 22 साल से मेरी पूरी फैमिली वाले लड़ रहे थे. जब मैंने वो जीता, आप सोचो उसमें इतनी गालियाँ पड़ी मुझे मेरे बड़ों से, आप सोच नहीं सकते. तुमने ऐसा कर दिया, वैसा कर दिया. मैंने कहा आप तो बोलते थे कि इसका 1% भी मिल जाए तो हम खुश हो जाएंगे. आपको तो मैंने 100% दिला दिया. 100% दिलाया, अपनी फैमिली को भी सेटिस्फाई करके सामने वालों को भी सेटिस्फाई करके. अच्छा, मुझे किसी के साथ गलत लड़ने में कोई इंटरेस्ट नहीं. मैं मेरी जेब से दे सकता हूँ. तो जो मैंने अपनी फैमिली में क्या किया, मैंने बर्डन अपने ऊपर लेकर चला गया, प्लेजर सबको देकर चला गया. जो मैंने रियल में करा, जितना भी प्रेशर था मैं अपने ऊपर लेता. मैंने जो आपको पहले ही बोला था कि मेरे पेरेंट्स से कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं आनी चाहिए. तो धीरे धीरे उन लोगों ने खुद ही मेरे लिए रास्ते छोड़ दिए. कहते हैं प्रॉब्लम है, संदीप के पास चले गए. तो धीरे धीरे फिर मैंने उन पॉइंट्स पे अच्छे लोग बिठाए. जो शेयर होल्डर है उनके पूरे मजे चल रहे हैं, वो लोग खुश हैं. मेरा जो सपना है कि मेरी कंपनी आगे बढ़े, वो आगे बढ़ रही है. मुझे किसी को भी ज़्यादा मिलता है उसको दुख नहीं होता. मुझे हमेशा खुशी होती है कि मेरी वजह से किसी को ज़्यादा मिल गया. अगेन वो स्पिरिचुअल एंगल है मेरा. मेरे बाबा जी से बात होती है, जिनको मैं मानता हूँ कि देखिए मैंने 4 अच्छे काम किए, और मेरा इस सबका सपना है कि मेरी कंपनी आगे बढ़े और मेरा एक अपना एक्सपीरियंस है, मैं आप सबसे शेयर करना चाहता हूँ, जो 100% अच्छा एक्सपीरियंस है। आप जितने अच्छे बनते हो आपके बच्चे उतने अच्छे निकलते हैं। अब मैं इनकी तारीफ करना चाहता हूँ शिवम भाई को। आपको तो डिस्काउंट भी मिला, मुझे तो डिस्काउंट भी नहीं दिया। डिस्काउंट इसलिए नहीं दिया क्योंकि मेरी इनसे फर्स्ट सेकंड मीटिंग है आज। मैंने इनको फर्स्ट कहाँ पे देखा था, विनोद शाही साहब हम लोग के बड़े भाई, बहुत ही अच्छे इंसान, वहाँ देखा था। तो जब मुझे किसी ने बोला शिवम साहू है, मैंने इनका नाम सुना था, मैंने कहा ये शिवम साहू है, मुझे विश्वास नहीं हुआ। ये इतने ज़्यादा नॉर्मल कपड़ों में था कि मैं आपको बता नहीं सकता। और उसके बाद मुझे मन ही मन में बड़ा प्राउड हुआ इनके ऊपर कि मुझे लगा कि फाइटर आदमी। और इनके फादर साहब का अनफॉर्चुनेटली कोविड में डेथ हो गई, हम लोगों को बहुत दुख हुआ। मेरी उनसे भी कोई ज़्यादा मुलाकात है, पर मैंने उनकी बहुत तारीफ सुनी। उनकी मैंने ये तारीफ सुनी कि वो कहीं बहुत छोटे से ऑफिस में बैठते हैं, मुझे नहीं पता ऑफिस का है, तो मेरा भी ऑफिस बहुत छोटा है। तो मेरे मन में बहुत बार ऐसी फीलिंग आती है, जगदीश गांधी साहब मुझे बहुत पसंद है, उनके भी ऑफिस छोटे है, मेरे भी ऑफिस छोटे है ना। तो मुझे लगता है कि यार हम सबको बड़ा काम करना है तो ऑफिस छोटा होना चाहिए। आई रियली डोंट नो किसके ऑफिस बड़े है, मुझे कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है। तो जो मेरी इंस्पिरेशन है वो हमेशा बचपन से ये रहेगी, जो आपको अपने लिए कम करना है, दूसरों के लिए ज़्यादा करना है। तो मेरा जितना भी सोल्यूशन हुआ ये हुआ कि मैंने सर दर्द रखने पड़ेंगे, प्लेजर सबको देना चाहिए।
Thank you for opening up.
अगर उसकी किस्मत में मेरे जैसा पार्टनर लिख गए तो उसकी किस्मत अच्छी है ना यार। एक मेरा कंपनी है पूना में, सोचो आप, जो मेरा पार्टनर है, जब वो बैठता था तो नेट प्रॉफिट 10 लाख कमाते थे वहाँ का, नेट प्रॉफिट 10 लाख था, शायद उससे भी कम था। आज की डेट में करोड़ों लोग बिना आए भी जाते। तो मैं भगवान को, तो भगवान देखिए मैंने अच्छा किया, थोड़ा मेरे में सोचते रहा कि मेरे बच्चों को अच्छा निकाले। लकीली मेरे तीनों बच्चे हैं, 3 किड्स, तीनों बहुत अच्छे हैं। और एक मैं आपको सीक्रेट और शेयर करता हूँ ऑन स्टेज, जो मैंने आपको बताया 24/7 में 18-19 आवर्स काम करता हूँ, बिना देखे कि मेरे सामने वाले को हाँ उसको मिल गया, आई एम वेरी हैप्पी। तो मैंने ऐसे सॉर्टिंग करी अपने घर में।
I think मेरा एक सवाल है to and I'm very curious because I have a 12-year-old son and I'm thinking कि अभी education है, studies है, ये है, but I'm also building a business where I one day I really want him to be part of. So क्या what is it? क्या बच्चों को कुछ समय एक एक्सटर्नल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में काम करना चाहिए before joining the business या direct business में आना चाहिए? So you want to answer?
I can give my personal perspective, and I think working in another organization is very, very important. It grounds you, it really shows you the reality, and you're part of the workforce. You're not starting at the highest position in that company, you're pretty much starting at the lowest position in that company. And I really believe that living in the shoes of every level in any organization is very, very important. And it teaches you some very core values. It teaches you it gives you a lot of reality checks. So before you tell somebody what is to be done, you should be capable of doing that yourself as well. That's something I am a very firm believer of. तो अगर मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि मुझे सेल्स वाले को ट्रेनिंग देनी है तो मुझे करके दिखाना चाहिए। मुझे उसको प्रेजेंटेशन के थ्रू में ट्रेन नहीं कर पाऊँगा। I need to be a master at that task before I put it across. At least know the basics of it. At least be better than average at it, right? So yeah, I firmly believe that working in another organization is very important before joining your own business.
Very, very well said. And I do remember a time when we added CNC machines to produce parts, and the first ones that we bought were second-hand machines, and they had to be, be refurbished all the time, and there were issues that need to be resolved. And at that point, there were no technicians in Lucknow. So going behind the machine, taking the controller out, talking to teams in Delhi, taking the controllers in Delhi, now makes me. It was painful at that time, but I think now makes me command that with my team. That how to solve that. So with that, any more questions? I think there are a couple of hands.
So having gone through your discussion, I found your brilliant minds here. You are talking about operational problems, you are talking about this, but nobody is talking about growth problem. Why can't you become Adani? Why can't you become Ambani here? I mean, when I go to Bombay, there are more than 25,000 listed companies. And out of that, many are unicorns.
Sir, your question, please. Question.
The question is why people are not going for IPO here?
I can answer for that.
Yes.
Maybe they'll take. I can answer. So I am Artko Lucknow, like all of you, business family. Left the city. Everyone, quite a few know me, 36 years ago. Went to Switzerland like him. आपकी तरह नौकरी करी, फायर हो गए, 4 seasons. 9 jobs करे, फायर हो गए. अपना business start किया capital markets 2005. And I created a business in New York and Toronto, and now I'm back. Not Lucknow, Pune. Business is so tough here, and I'm a Lucknow boy. Yeah? So I own 6 hospitals in Pune, and doing major fundraise because everything is a struggle here. And you have a business in Pune. आपका है वहाँ पे, आपका है बाहर, आपके चाचा के साथ सुबह गोल्फ खेले. साहू साहब के साथ नीरज में बहुत पक्के दोस्त हैं, क्लासमेट हैं कॉलेज से. आप लोग बताइए कि इतना मुश्किल क्यों है बिजनेस यहाँ पे यूपी में?
नहीं, बहुत टफ है, बिल्कुल सही है. पूना में हमारी फैक्ट्री है, वो साल में 2 बार जाना पड़ता है, होली दिवाली बस. यहाँ पे 24/7 होली दिवाली रहती है. मैं ज़्यादा रिस्क डिटेल नहीं आता.
I think you'll have more opportunity.
Public forum में
I think you'll have more opportunity on coffee to get that question answered.
Kunal bhai, there's one very stark reason for that, at least what I experience day to day from what he mentioned, is also regarding highly skilled team workforce. That's a big scarcity here, and since both of them are talking about Pune, that's one place which is pretty much now evolved into the hub of R&D and manufacturing in India. And because of that, a lot of people like, let's say, electronic designers or embedded systems engineers or systems integration, mechatronics experts, it's very difficult to get those people over here. And like, because recently I built a team. I traveled all the way to Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai to interview people and then bring, why should they come to Lucknow? There's a lot of reasons are there. So one of the difficult things that he asked, like, why is it difficult to do business here? I think it's, for me personally, it's more about the highly skilled and very particular skill set of the man.
So we had reasons to move back. We had reasons to
वो
move
reason
back.
मुझे कम लगता है. मैन पावर का reason मुझे नहीं लगता. It is more of थोड़ा और reason.
So what I'm saying is, like, we had reasons to move back. Not everybody has reasons to move to Lucknow, and I think that is one of the reasons also. It's hard to.
My question is not moving. My question is why people are not going for IPO. Why can't they go public? And then
I think it is a wonderful thought, sir, and we will have a little bit more time on coffee to discuss that with the panelists. I will take one last question, and if you can, intend who your question is for.
My question is technology and digital. You talked about a bit. In next 5 years, how do you see this technology and digital transformation is shaping your own entity and business in 5 years down the line, right? One of the example was we had a payroll team of 20 and now we have a less. So it might have impacted in one way, but certainly with the growth you would have grown in teams also, right? So, but in next 5 years, if you imagine how digital and all the other technologies which are coming, mechatronics and everything, is going to shape the entire change we see in the society and business altogether. Thank you.
The place which we are at, we are also in. So whatever sales meetings which we have, there's an app called Coconote. We record all those meetings. That's going into a system which is analyzing, assessing all conversations. This is happening across all departments. So what that is giving us access to is data through which we can take more informed decisions at a quicker pace. If we do not do this, we will get eliminated. क्योंकि ग्लोबली सारी कंपनीज हर इंडस्ट्री में टेक्नोलॉजी को ही इंटीग्रेट करके बैठी हैं. आज जब ये सोचिए कि AI के थ्रू मेरे पास 10,000 इलॉन मस्क जितना दिमाग है, इन मैनर स्पीकिंग, मेरे पास दुनिया की सारी इंफॉर्मेशन, सारी नॉलेज है. उसको अपने वैल्यू बनाने के लिए मुझे उसको इंफॉर्मेशन फीडिंग करनी पड़ेगी. उसके थ्रू ही मैं लेवल्स क्रिएट कर सकता हूँ. जो जितना जल्दी लेवल्स क्रिएट कर लेगा वो उतना आगे बढ़ सकता है. तो हमारी कंपनी हर चीज़ में, हर फैसेट में इनकॉर्पोरेट करने में लगी। मतलब जो मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के डिसीजंस जा रहे हैं, जो सेल्स के डिसीजंस जा रहे हैं, जो फोरकास्टिंग के डिसीजंस जा रहे हैं, सारी चीज़ें उसमें इनबिल्ट है। मतलब हमारे बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर्स भी, अभी हमने एक रिसेंटली नया बोर्ड ऑफ डायरेक्टर अपॉइंट करा, उनका बैकग्राउंड कैसे सिंक्रोनाइज करेगा हमारी कंपनी के साथ, सारी चीज़ें उस पर इवेलुएट हो रही हैं। तो जब, और वी आर यूजिंग AI as another discussion panelist. Whatever discussions on new products which we are having, जैसे मेरे ग्रैंडफादर के ऑफिस में हम लोग 3 लोग बैठते हैं, जैसे CEO will sit, CFO will sit, and I will sit in a learning capacity. The fourth participant is ChatGPT as a person. So we have a conversation क्योंकि it has all information of our company and across the globe. Whatever new regulations have come into picture, whatever is happening on the supply side, on the movement of materials, it has all information. Once we have that insight, we have that experience, so decision becomes better. So I think उसके बिना तो survival नहीं है, और उसके साथ बहुत better है. तो we are on that trajectory.
बहुत अच्छा है.
Amazing to see wonderful things happening on the tech implementation. I think we're nearing the end of our conversation. I would request one piece of advice that you would want to give to the next gen.
I would like to answer his question once, which is, sir, as both of us discussed, not all companies have the same objective going for an IPO. The objective of an IPO is to raise funds. If some company is inherently cash rich, it might not need funds. The objective of a company is to grow. The objective of going for an IPO is to raise funds. It can be raised through other means also. So hence, the objective of going for an IPO, let me answer and then you can ask a question. It is necessarily not that all companies go through an IPO route. Like Haldiram's for that matter, 70,000 crore की से ऊपर की कंपनी है, अभी तक IPO 40 साल से ज़्यादा से वो ऑपरेट कर रही है. बट वुड यू कैरेक्टराइज कि वो काम अच्छा नहीं कर रही है? सऊदी की अरामको कंपनी है, दुनिया की सबसे बड़ी तेली कंपनी है, नहीं ज़रूरत उनको दूसरे के पैसे की, तो IPO क्यों करें? IPO से ग्रोथ नहीं आ रही है, कंपनी की इंटरनल काम से ग्रोथ आ रही है. IPO is just a leveraging tool to get money and utilize that money for the benefit of the company. So growth and IPO are not the same thing. So now you can ask, but I will first finish up that question. The advice which I will have is concentrate on relationships and implement technology. These are the 2 things I would
Super. We know that you come from a finance background and that's close to you, so lovely. Aviram, what should the next gen members do before stepping into like a leadership role? What preparation should the next generation be doing before they step into the leadership role?
No, I think just be ready to innovate and keep doing something disruptive, thinking of something disruptively, and बस थोड़ी सी प्यास और थोड़ी सी भूख रहनी चाहिए, मेरे ख्याल से वो सबसे ज़्यादा ज़रूरी है. बिकॉज एट द एंड आई बिलीव ये हम सब के लिए, वी आर ऑल वेरी वेरी यंग, कि ज़िंदगी की असली उड़ान अभी बाकी है, कई इम्तिहान अभी बाकी हैं, अभी तो नापी है मुट्ठी भर ज़मीन हमने, आगे सारा आसमां बाकी है. सो
शिवम, फाउंडर्स को क्या करना चाहिए कि वो अपनी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को, मतलब 5-10 साल पहले से क्या करना चाहिए, अपनी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन को कैसे प्रिपेयर करा जाए?
First of all, I feel one should be passionate. If you're not passionate about what you want to do in life, you cannot pursue it. And once you are pursuing it, you should be learning. आपको अपना एक लर्निंग कर्व जो है वो हमेशा बैठना चाहिए. अपने भी जितने भी पीयर्स हैं उससे आपको जितना भी सीखने को मिले आप सीखिए, एडवाइसेस अच्छे लोगों से एडवाइसेस लीजिए, फॉलो कीजिए, एंड रिस्क टेकिंग एबिलिटी लीजिए. आप रिस्क लीजिए और अगर आपको फेलियर आता है तो आप फिर से खड़े रहिए, फिर से उस पर मेहनत करिए जब तक आप सक्सेस करें. ये कंटिन्यूस प्रोसेस है. आप रिस्क लीजिए, फेल लीजिए, रिस्क लीजिए, फेल लीजिए. अब टाइम एंड टाइम इफ यू ट्राई कीप ट्राइंग, वन डे यू विल सक्सेस.
Amazing.
You will always end up with something.
Sandeep, any piece of advice you want to give the audience here.
मैं हमेशा बोलता हूँ कि मैं एडवाइस किसी को नहीं दे सकता, सिर्फ ऑब्जर्वेशन शेयर कर सकता हूँ।
Okay.
मैं बोलता हूँ यहाँ पे सब बैठे सब बहुत इंटेलिजेंट हैं, सब। हम तो बच्चों से सीखते हैं, मेरे बच्चों से, कि तुम इसमें बताओ क्या कमी है। बड़े क्या कमी है बताते हैं 10-10 साल के बच्चे आजकल। पापा सोया चाप बड़ा हार्ड है। तो भैया आप सबने जो बताया बिल्कुल परफेक्ट है। अधिराज मुझे बड़ा अच्छा लगा, मैं फर्स्ट टाइम मिल रहा हूँ कि आप में सीखने का पैशन होना चाहिए और छोटे छोटे ट्रायल्स करते रहिए। और अपनी कंपनी में इस बात का जरूर ध्यान दीजिए, हम लोगों ने बहुत झेला है, चोरी चकारी जितनी कम हो उतना फायदे में रहेंगे आप। मतलब दैट इज़ अ वेरी बिग चैलेंज जो हमें आई डोंट नो अबाउट वर्ल्ड, इंडिया में तो बहुत फेस करना पड़ता है। आपने भी देखा होगा कि बहुत ज़्यादा फेस करना पड़ता है। कहाँ पे एक्सीडेंट हुआ, FIR ना हुई, फर्स्ट कॉर्नर, ये सब चीज़ें तो जो एक इकोसिस्टम की प्रॉब्लम है यूपी में तो बहुत ज़्यादा है। पुणे में मैंने कम भी फेस करी, कहाँ के कौन किसका एक्सीडेंट हुआ, FIR किसके अगेंस्ट हो रही है। मोती महल में दही बड़ा खाने से एक वकील साहब बीमार हो गए, हॉस्पिटलाइज हो गए, जहर की FIR हो गई, यू नो।
So be prepared for anything.
हाँ, 2 महीने का टाइम वेस्ट हुआ। सोचो कोई दही बड़ा खाने कह रहे जी मुझे अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर करा दी उसने, तो अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर की FIR ले घूम रहे हैं। तो ये चीज़ें जो मैं रिक्वेस्ट करना चाहता हूँ आपके माध्यम से गवर्नमेंट को लेकर कि अगर गवर्नमेंट रियली चाहती है इंडिया आगे बढ़े तो हम जैसे लोगों को, आप जैसे लोगों को सही में सपोर्ट करें। भाई अब दही बड़े में मुझे जहर डालने की क्या जरूरत है किसी वकील को मारने, मतलब उसके बाद जब FIR कॉस्ट हो गई तो उसने FIR कराई शेड्यूल कास्ट वाली वो कि हमें गाली दी गई, जाति सूचक गाली दी गई। अब सोचिए मोती महल के मालिक के पास यही काम बचा है कि कोई मतलब, तो अब हम बच गए वो अलग बात है, लेकिन 2 महीने हमारे वेस्ट हुए। और हमारे यहाँ पे एक दोस्त का नाम नहीं लूँगा, उसके घर को उन्होंने बड़ा अच्छा घर बना रहा था, मुझे किसी ने बताया, तो सील कर दिया गया कि तो होटल बन रहा है। मैंने रात जानता होगा सालगिरी को, तो मुझे दुख हुआ। मैं उसके फादर साहब से मिला, मैंने कहा बताइए आप इतना अच्छा घर बना रहे हो, तो सील कर दिया कि जी होटल बन रहा है, इतना बड़ा घर कैसे हो सकता है। तो आप प्रमोट करने की जगह हमें जब डिमोट करोगे। डोनाल्ड ट्रम्प जब 35 साल का था उसने कहा था आई वांट टू बी द प्राइम प्रेसिडेंट ऑफ यूएस। 35 साल में हम में से कोई कह सकता है प्रेसिडेंट, हम तो नहीं बोल सकते। मेरे में हिम्मत नहीं बोलने की कि मैं सीएम बनूंगा, पता लगा जो है वही चला लगा। तो मेरा ये नहीं कहने का मतलब, मेरा मतलब है कि जब तक गवर्नमेंट हमें सपोर्ट नहीं करेगी एंटरप्रेन्योर्स को, कोई भी कंट्री चाइना नहीं बन सकती। तो गवर्नमेंट को हमें अंदर सपोर्ट करना ही पड़ेगा।
I think no conversation in the recent time is complete without Donald Trump's name, so it had to come somehow. Thank you everyone. What a meaningful discussion. Today we learned that succession is not about position, it's about preparation. Legacy is not about control, it's about continuity. The first generation builds with sacrifice, the second generation builds with responsibility. Conflict is natural, evolution is necessary, respect must go both ways. For founders, start the conversation early, and for next generation, earn the seat before you claim it. Because legacy doesn't survive by saying the same. It survives when it grows. Thank you to our panelists for such a meaningful conversation. Thank you to this room for being so patient. Thank you.
Thank you for being so candid. It's clear that family business isn't just about the name on the door, but values and the why behind the work. To mark the appreciation, I would like to invite Mr. Pranav Agarwal, President TiE Lucknow, and Mr. Pulkit Rajpal, Vice President TiE Lucknow, on the stage to present the token of appreciation to our speakers.